Hey, what's up? It's your boy, 24/7 here with 24/7 Fusion Media. And yeah, today I'm not going to have music or the animation, starting up. It's something that I found out that, is bothering me. It's about Diamond Comics Distributions shutting down. And just to let you know, if you're new to the channel or, you've been checking me out this far, you know that, I love comic books. One of the first things I've ever read, one of the first things I ever remember in my life. I enjoy them just as much as, every other, comic book head enjoys, their books. So that's why this thing is very personal to me. Now, it says here, Diamond Comics Distributors has released a statement announcing that they are shutting down operations and will no longer receive shipments of new comics. In the statement, Steve Geppi, chairman and CEO of Diamond's parent company, Geppi Family Enterprises, has this to say: as everyone knows, the world faces ever-increasing challenges related to the COVID-19 pandemic. Its effects on the comics and collectibles and tabletop gaming industries have been felt far and wide. We are hearing from thousands of retailers that they can no longer service their customers as they have in the past, many of them forced to close by government action or resort to in-person or curbside delivery. Even those still open are seeing reduced foot traffic, in most cases a situation that seems likely to worsen with time. Our publishing partners are also forced with numerous issues in their supply chain, working with creators, printers, and increasing uncertainty when it comes to the production and delivery of product for us to distribute. Our freight networks are feeling the strain and are already experiencing delays, while our distribution centers in New York, California, and Pennsylvania were all closed late last week. Our home in Maryland instituted a work from home policy, and experts say that we can expect further closures. Therefore, my only logical conclusion is to cease the production of new weekly products until there is a greater clarity on the progress made towards stemming the spread of disease. Products distributed by Diamond and slated for an on-sale date of April 1st or later will not be shipped to retailers until further notice. That means that, October 1st, you're not getting your books. That means that not only everybody in America, but everybody around the world are not getting anything. Now, that all goes to the old saying of, don't put all your eggs in one basket. Well, this is a time where the whole comic book industry put all their eggs in one basket, and the basket failed them. I'm going to tell y'all a story. Tale of two distributors. Now, as I was coming up, and starting to collect, when I was a little younger, there were two distribution companies. Of course, there was Capital City Distribution, and then there was Diamond Comics Distributors. Now, they both carried the same kind of products. That means you were able to get the same thing from both of them. And what happened was that, that went for a while. And in 1984, Marvel decided to do their own distribution. So they bought Hero World Distribution and started doing their own thing. So as Marvel did that, they took away from Diamond and Capital City. And what happened was Diamond just went on to their own. They locked down DC Comics to be the sole distributor. And as they did that, they went and they actually got, the distribution rights from, Valiant, Dark Horse, Image, IDW, and the rest of them, which at the end forced Capital City out of business. Then, 2 years later, 1996, Marvel filed for Chapter 11 bankruptcy and failed to do his own distribution. So, Diamond stepped to him, ended up forging an exclusive deal with Marvel and monopolized distribution within the comic book industry. So, when there could have been two distributors out there distributing these comics to everyone, when Marvel got greedy, decided to do their own distribution, and that didn't work out. You had Diamond City going in, sweeping up everybody else's, distribution, ended up, monopolizing everything, ended up conquering the whole deal. But now when they shut their doors, what else is left? What else is there? Now, as I'm sitting here and I'm thinking about this, it's a shame that it has to come to this. What I say is that Marvel, DC, Valiant, Dark Horse, Image, IDW, Dynamite, you guys have to find a way to get these comic books into the customer's hands. It's your job now, because every state is not in trouble. All of us are not in the red. There's a lot of places that are still open, and not just here, around the world. Now, what are you going to do to get your product from where you're at to the customer's hands? I say, you either pick up some more distribution. Instead of having Diamond, I figured you should have another distributor or two, to make sure that when one fails, there's others that will sit there and do the job. And if not, why don't you just do what old publishers used to do? Old publishers didn't have distribution. They would sit there, publish what they publish, and directly take it straight to the customer. In a time like this, I think it's about time to use those kind of methods. Figure out where your customer base is at. See where all the comic book stores are. These are your customers. You can cut out, if you want, you can cut out the middleman. Look, Warner Brothers, DC, you have Warner Brothers, and you're backed by AT&T. You can at least take some of that money and put it back into your company and get the distribution rolling for yourselves like you used to, and make sure that your product gets to the comic book stores the way they're supposed to. Marvel, you have Disney. Disney, get up off your ass. You're letting the shit go down when you know that you have, over 22, 23 movies that have made you billions of dollars. And you can't take some of that money and put it into what started it all for your company? It's been the most profitable thing that your company has ever purchased, and you won't take some of that fucking money to put back into what started it all? Exactly. You need to hear it 2 times, because you know what? You've been fucking up very big. you need to actually get up off your ass. You have all these people that are working from home. Let them do a project of figuring out who are all these comic book companies out here that sit there and buy your product every fucking week, every month, to make sure that they're getting into the customer's hands. They're the ones you should be working with. Cut out the distributors and go straight and talk straight to the owners. Because right now they need your help more than ever. If you need a tip on how to handle this with good customer service, why don't you check out Ethan Van Sciver and Richard C. Myers? Look at how All Caps Comics is running. You know what? You can take a page out of their books, and they're showing how to do real customer service and how to take care of your fan base. You got more than enough money, more than enough resources to make this happen. So stop fucking it all up. Valiant, Dark Horse, IDW, Dynamite, Image. You guys been around for a while. You know what time it is. Take it back to the old school. Go back and get in personal contact with the people that it matters the most. Not the ones that the distributors be fucking over. Go straight to the owners of these comic book companies and talk to them. They'll let you know what's up. There's no excuse. There's no excuse why nobody shouldn't be reading your comic books right now during the midst of this pandemic. You know what? We're going to get through this. But after this shit gets fixed, there's a lot of things that need to be changed. Time's up with a lot of this shit. Yo, my name is 24/7 with 24/7 Fusion Media, and I'm out. Peace.